How to build an ad agency network in Asia. Now this is thoughtful. Hello, I'm Kitty Boo in Shanghai. Many of the ad agencies you find in China today are local branches of global holding companies like WPP, Dentsu, Omnicom, Interpublic, Publicis, and Havas. Or they're local agencies built from the ground up in China, like DMG and We Marketing Group. There's a newcomer in the market now that doesn't fit either category called Engine Group, the largest privately owned marketing services group in the UK. Engine started building a presence in Asia and the US 2 years ago under the guidance of today's guest on Thoughtful China, David Liu, Chairman and CEO Asia. David, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Well, let's first talk about your history with the Engine Group. The company was started by Peter Scott. He was the original founder of WCRS and later Aegis Media. You spent quite a few years with Aegis Media in Asia Pacific in very senior roles, including CEO Asia Pacific. Did you join Engine through the Peter Scott connection, or was that just a pure coincidence?
It is a connected and coincidence. Because when I started with Aegis, building the Asia Pacific network, Peter was just left the company. But of course, I definitely know him, who is the founder of the company. And I think he came to Asia a few years back, and we connected, and then he invited me to join Engine, and so that's how it all happened.
Your plan to build Engine's presence in Asia, starting with China, where Engine owns a brand consultancy agency, Calling Brand in Shanghai, am I right? And another office opening soon in Hong Kong.
Right.
So is this a startup or an acquisition?
The Hong Kong one will be, I call it a merger.
A merger?
It's a very small brand consultancy company in Hong Kong, which unfortunately I can't give you the name now because we're at the end of these 2 weeks in the end of the acquisition process. So we basically acquired the assets of a very small company there and merged it into Calling Brand, which will be part of the Calling Brand China. So we have a Shanghai presence, we now have a Hong Kong presence. We will have it in a month's time.
Okay. After you left Aegis, you joined Rentokil, and the world's largest pest control company, as the managing director, Asia Pacific. And there's an Aegis connection there too. At both companies, you were working with Doug Flynn. He was the group CEO of both those companies when you also worked there. But that career move actually surprised a lot of people. So what prompted that move?
I think I like to catch rat. I think when Doug left and he was poached by Rentokil, he took over the chief of Rentokil in the show. He did came to me and said that am I interested, because I've been working with Doug for almost 10 years in building the whole Asia Pacific of Aegis. He did approach me and asked me whether I'm interested. We did talk about whether Asia Pacific to take up the same Asia Pacific role. I've been in the business for 28 years or so in it was advertising media. So I thought I'd take a break. And the things that is interesting is that I've never been on the client side, and I thought it's an opportunity to be on the client side. And one of the things that is that pest control is also a people and service business, that's what about advertising and communication. So that's tried that for a while. I thought that I can say that it's a break from the advertising communications, and enjoyed it. Very different.
So what do you see the most room for opportunity right now in China? Is it on the creative side? Is it more like events or PR? What is hot right now?
You can't say what is hot. There's always something hot in our industry. It's mainly, the industry has been, the advertising and media industry has been sort of in a static mode for a long, long time, because this whole industry is about the change of media landscaping. The whole media landscape is now keep on changing, keep on evolving, and whatever you do has to be built around it. It's like outdoor. Outdoor has been always a sign, an outdoor sign. But due to the change of the digital things, now outdoor is interactive. So it is you can't say what is hot, but I think it's really that you got to keep on changing, and that's the interesting part of it. I mean, you're not doing the same thing every day because you have to look at the change of media landscape, and it's a different creative, different touch point and everything. So you got to keep on changing, I would say that. But of course, I mean, if you want to put a big word on the word hot, it will be digitize. How do you digitize everything you're doing? At the end of the day, everything will be digitized. Even like the TV in China, it will be digitized in a few years. Yeah.
So what do you think is the future for Engine in Asia, though? Are you looking at other markets like Indonesia or India?
Mm-hmm. When we start building Engine Asia or in the US, we're not planning to just put a flag in every country. I mean, our key is really to get into the really strategic market. We're very client-centric on clients' demand. And I think it's exactly the two markets you talk about. China is definitely the most important market for any marketeer. The next one will be really India and Indonesia. It's really population driven. So yes, we are looking at India. Once we have established the platform in China, then we'll move into India, and then we'll move into Indonesia. Yeah.
But do you believe a small agency today can still compete with a big global holding corporation, though?
Yes, firmly, because basically, I would say that between Peter and myself, we are basically guilty for unbundling the media in the world. And with the media unbundling, there's nothing called big and small. There's only whether you are the best or not. Without the media, basically, it's how good is your work. There's nothing called size. Size is not a matter anymore, unless you're building a media agency.
So the ad industry has gone through tremendous changes in your course of your 28 years of your career, from traditional media to digital to social media, and the rise of emerging markets and the true global brands. Where is this going, though? Specifically, like, what does the ideal ad agency's future look like? And how are agencies around today fail to achieve that?
Well, I think the agency has to basically able to follow the media landscape. Whatever you do as an advertising agency, the important thing is the touch point to the client's customer, your customer's customers. So if you can't build something around the changing media landscape, you won't be able to create any effective advertising. So I think the important thing is that it will keep on changing. It will keep on evolving, and really you have to be very close to the market in terms of your client's consumer. What are their media consuming habit and all this, and that will basically bring you success. I mean, does people spend 80% of their time outdoor now? Then you have to look at the outdoor environment. People are spending 100% of their time at home now. So really you have to look at who the message is getting to. I mean, not only the message itself, but it's a message. How do you effectively get to your customer?
Engine seems to have pretty deep pockets, though. So who is financing the company?
Well, we have a few institutional investors who remain very supportive of our expansion plan. But surely we don't have a deep pocket unless we start robbing the bank from time to time. But definitely we have some very good institutional investors who remain very supportive, very confident with our international expansion plan. Yes.
I know you've built business all over the world. So what would you say that currently in China, the toughest part about building and starting up an ad agency?
The toughest part in China is finding a partner. I mean, we don't believe in setting up things, sending someone from overseas. We believe in localizing.
You believe
marketing.
In local partnership.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The difficult thing in local partnership in China is that most of 100% of the businesses have never gone through the tough time. So getting a partner with a reasonable price is the most difficult one, because they've only seen that they'll be growing at a compound rate of 15% a year for the next 20 years. Because you have never experienced what we so-call flat or down. So that's the difficult part. That will be the difficult part.
Great. Well, David, thank you for being on Thoughtful China.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that wraps it up for today. Be sure to subscribe to us on Tudo and YouTube. You can also follow us on Weibo and Twitter and join our LinkedIn group. See you again.